Are you forever alone? Don't worry, join the club and come to Japan! Welcome back to my channel. It is Dawn Danielle here at Solo Seoul, and today we are talking about eating in Tokyo, Japan. So unlike my experience in Seoul, South Korea, I noticed that eating alone in Tokyo is totally okay. People pull out their phones, a newspaper, or even a laptop, and they just get work done and enjoy this quiet, peaceful time to themselves. So Japan strikes me as having a very hard working culture. I would be on the metro super early in the morning. I was usually coming back home from a party, but that's beyond the point. And I would see people who looked like they were going to work. I would come back home on the metro some days. I'm talking 6, 7, 8, 9 p.m. And it looked like people were just getting off work and going home. And then I would go out to restaurants in the evening, and I would see a lot of businessmen going into the restaurants like they were having an after-work drink. And so I noticed that the working culture seems to be very big, and it's not uncommon to go to a nice little restaurant after work and relax and have a drink or have something to eat. There are these restaurants that allow you to have a smoke, a snack, and a sake all in the same place. I love it. There's a certain name for it, and basically you're allowed to go in, order your meal, order a drink, and most of them allow you to smoke. Obviously, it's a bit irritating if you don't smoke because the place smells like cigarette smoke. But if you're okay and you tolerate that, it does have a really cool ambiance and vibe just to get with. So yeah, those restaurants had a really good energy to them. Aside from the cigarette smoke, I did enjoy them a lot. But you're pretty much able to go into like any food establishment, especially in Tokyo, and be solo. It's totally fine. It's okay that you're alone and eating your 5th bowl of ramen for today. No one's counting. And the food in Japan was just affordable and healthy. I considered food to be one of the more affordable things in Japan, and I noticed that the flavors were very clean and healthy. There weren't these very intense, rich flavors, but I ate a lot of meals and I just enjoyed myself. It wasn't this overwhelming like foodgasm of flavor, but it was still very healthy and very delicious to eat. That said, I did have my first proper bowl of ramen with the seaweed and the egg and the little swirly, oh, what's it called? I feel so stupid. It's the little white flake with the swirly, oh, I don't remember. But I did have my first proper bowl of ramen, so that was really nice, like the ones you see on animes. I also enjoyed gyoza, which was basically this like minced pork and vegetable in this fried or grilled dumpling. The biggest thing Japan gets credit for is seafood. Now listen, up until this point in my life before I went to Tokyo, I did not eat seafood. You could not stick a shrimp in my face. I would refuse it. I just did not eat seafood. And so I think to go to a new country and have them make you fall in love with a completely new food group that you weren't touching before is pretty impressive. Japan's seafood, so I actually went to the fish market and I ate sashimi for the first time. It was tuna sashimi. I didn't enjoy that too much. I think it's something I need to get used to. I was too focused on I was in my head too much. I was too focused on the fact that I was eating like raw fish. I was like, okay, so let me get this straight. Y'all took the fish, cut the fish up, and then you put it on my plate. There is no cooktop, stovetop, or grill involved whatsoever. Okay, now I'm supposed to eat this. Right, totally. But that's just personally me. I'm very picky about food, but I do think you should be an open traveler and try new things. So I ate sashimi. I tasted it. I just wasn't, raving about it. But I did love sushi. I had a local friend take me to one of those sushi restaurants where they have the conveyor belts that bring you your food. That was amazing. I think I ordered tempura, the shrimp tempura, tuna rolls, and then I had another one, salmon, something with salmon, I don't know, but it was really good. I didn't really cringe through it or pretend. I really did enjoy the sushi restaurants. I'll show you that right now. Hi everyone, we are at a sushi place. This is salmon, raw salmon for the first time. Minced tuna, which is also raw. And then we are waiting for shrimp tempura. And we are drinking, what is this again?
Green tea.
Oh no, not that. Guys, there's a train and it brings all the sushi. You don't have to talk to anyone. The train just brings you your food.
Oh, this is all.
Let's get to eat this one.
So first of all, we're gonna pick tuna.
Tuna.
Minty tuna. Don't you put soy sauce?
Yeah, you're right. Soy sauce.
Could you enjoy or just smiling for YouTube or?
No, it's good. No, it really is good. It really is good. That's actually really good. That's really good. I'm so happy right now. Oh my god.
I'm happy to see you like this. Yeah.
Another thing that surprised me that I loved about Japan was their dessert. Once again, I don't think their flavors and food in general were like overwhelmingly intense, but I don't think that's a bad thing. I'm used to really sweet desserts, like instant cavity desserts. I just ate some frosting and I have a toothache right now dessert. And so it was nice to go to Japan and eat these desserts where you can actually really pick out what ingredients were used and it wasn't overwhelmingly sweet. It was kind of the perfect amount. Another fascinating fact I noticed about Japan was the vending machines. The overwhelming amount of vending machines that are on the street. If you ever have a fear of being dehydrated in public suddenly, or just being on the street and not having a drink readily available, go to Tokyo, Japan. At least I noticed in the city. There are vending machines just lining the street, just out there. And I'm not talking about the ones that are like not maintenance and have like old flat expired soda in it. No, I'm talking about like well taken care of vending machines. You go in, you put your yen coin, and you get yourself something to drink. They also have them for cigarettes if you need a sudden smoke and you don't feel like interacting with an actual person at a store. And they have them in some restaurants where you go in and there's a vending machine you walk up to. All the meals are on there with the prices and you decide what you want, put your yen coin in, and then you get a little ticket back and you'll give it to the waiter who I guess passes it on to the cook and makes your food. I also noticed that the customer service in Japan was phenomenal. In Western culture, and listen, as somebody who worked in customer service, I get it. But it sucks when you go out and you're being really nice and you just wanted to get something for dinner and the employee has an attitude or they have this vendetta against you and your family and the number 3 cheeseburger combo you ordered, and it kind of just ruins the experience. I know I shouldn't have expectations when I'm going to a fast food joint, but still it just kind of sucks to go out and get like major attitude back. Eating in Japan was so fantastic. It was so phenomenal. People were just so open to me. They were not, even as a tourist and despite the language barrier, they were very friendly. They always brought me the English menu because I guess they figured I don't speak Japanese. But they were really nice. They tried to explain stuff to me through gestures and everything like that. And I enjoyed the eating experience there. It was pretty great. But that's about it. Overall, I really love Japan for its seafood and its dessert. And I ate a lot of ramen. I was so happy. I think that's the first meal I had. I had to go get my cliche traveler's bowl of anime ramen. It was so good. Oh my goodness. Can't really eat the instant ramen that comes in the pack now because I've been spoiled. I have bougie ramen standards now. But that was really great. I did enjoy the ambiance and just the overall energy of eating in Tokyo. And another thing I loved is that they have these quaint little alleyways that look like something out of a Disney movie. And there are people outside cooking on grills along the restaurants and the whole alleyway. Like I can almost imagine the steams of smoke wafting and calling you to come eat. The whole alleyway just smells really strong of this delicious fish or whatever kind of meat they're cooking. And it's like enticing you to come down it. I don't know if it's for ventilation or if it's a sales tactic. I know it was working on me, but it was a really nice vibe going on. Overall, I did have a really good dining experience in Japan. The atmosphere is great. Customer service was phenomenal. Food was just very balanced in taste. It wasn't overwhelmingly intense and rich, but it wasn't bland either. I think the flavor umami, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, comes to mind especially. I really enjoyed seafood, I really enjoyed the dessert, and I had my first proper bowl of anime ramen. I was so happy about that. I know I had to go do my cliche traveler thing. Eating with chopsticks is big, obviously. It's not hard to learn. I didn't know how to eat with them before I had arrived, and I think a friend taught me when I went to Seoul within 10 minutes, and I just kept practicing, and by the time I got to Tokyo a week later, it was pretty fine. So yeah, if you're trying to acclimate to the culture a little bit more, learn to eat with chopsticks. And that's about it. The workers will still bring you an English menu and your forks and your knives and your spoons if you need them, so don't worry about that. That is all. Thank you all for watching. I will see you on the next video. Bye.